by and large, the big magical from the Wall-E film. Hey Wall-E. So this is a truck with a by and large trailer, or actually it's not just a truck, it's a DAF XF 4x2. It has power functions, so it can steer and it can drive. So you can pick up this trailer, drive off with it, and put it down again, all from remote control. So let's take a look at how this truck performs and then take a look at the details afterwards. Put on the trailer by simply driving under it. So I reverse up like this, and if I can aim, then it's a bit easier. Like this, reverse, the legs of the trailer go up and I can drive off. Now, if I want the trailer to be put down again, then I simply reverse in a straight line. If I'm able to reverse in a straight line, and oops, this might be too close to the Scania, like that, and I just drive off. And that's it. So it's quite an easy mechanism to use. Now let's see if I can put it on again without actually crashing into the Scanias. So reverse, and that's it. Pull the legs a bit out, like that, and we off. So let's put it down again. Reverse in a somewhat straight line, a lot of power, and there we go. So legs are down, I drive off. It works fairly well, just like that. And of course, after driving around for a bit, hitting some other trucks, making a lot of damage, you can just pick up your trailer and drive off again. So that is it. Quite easy to work with. Now to see how much this new truck has in common with the old Scania, I've just brought the Scania back in. Then you can also see what the differences are. So first of all, it's very similar because it is a truck that is in scale 1 to 25, just like the Scania, so they all fit together. They have the same size of, or the same standard for coupling and decoupling. So you both have this latch mechanism, which can take on the same kind of trailer. And the Scania works perfectly fine with this new trailer. So what has been changed is that now we're using a very simple mechanism for the catch. So it's simply a silicone band and a simple latch. We're back with the Scania. The Scania itself was responsible of decoupling, so we had this hugely complicated mechanism with the indicators on the side to show if the catch was down or not. So by removing this mechanism, we can make the whole detailing of the rear part of the truck more realistic. We got new parts which make us able to have these wheel covers where the Scania didn't have any. And of course trucks in the real world have these wheel covers, so this is more realistic. We also have details such as the rear lights that are more realistic instead of having these Technic axle joiners in transparent red. And if you look at the battery box in here, then it's easy to remove because you can simply take it directly out. Like this. Where in the Scania you had to remove a couple of panels as well, so it wasn't that easy to play with. Now let's put it back in and see underneath and other places. So underneath we have an L motor going directly to the differential, just like on the Scania. Well, actually this Scania has an XL motor, it was the white one which has an L motor. So of course the DAF is a bit faster now because it has a quicker motor, but the Scania has more torque because of the big XL motor. What you see also is in the front, where the Scania has a big lift arm 11 here. The new one has two 10s instead, and they are connected to the frame using a lot of parts in the front, where the Scania could simply connect it directly to the frame. Now, the problem with this lift arm 11 here is that it makes the whole front assembly with the front wheels 13 wide. But the truck is only 12 because this is scale 1 to 25. So by using these two lift arm 10s instead, you get a width that is actually 12, which fits with the rest of the truck. And you still have the old way of steering with the Ackermann steering geometry. So when we are turning, this is the inner wheel in the turning, so it turns a bit more than the other one. And it was exactly the same with the Scania, but now we're able to do it in this width instead. So let's take a look at the rest. So the detailing in the front is pretty much on the same level. We have the windscreen, which is this 12 wide from Lego, which is really good for this scale of trucks. You have the mirrors, where you have a pedestrian mirror right here on the Scania. You have it here on the DAF. You have 3 windscreen wipers on the DAF, which I was not able to incorporate on the old Scania, but now we got space for it. And apart from that, there's a lot of detailing going on in the remainder of the front, just like in good old days. The mirrors are mounted on the door, just like on the real truck and just like on the Scania. And the Scania has been standing for a couple of years, but I can still open the doors like this. And of course in the DAF you can open the doors in the same way. And inside you got an interior with seats, steering wheel, just like for the Scania, but you also had seats and steering wheel. So just to give this illusion that there is an interior inside and it's not completely dominated by the power functions elements. Sure. As you can see, with the wheel covers in the front, we got extremely tight wheel covers here. And we can get that because we're using this kind of steering geometry. So the wheels are able to turn without actually hitting anything when they're turning. That is exactly the same as we had in the Scania. So that is it for the details of the truck. So pretty much an evolution of what we had from a couple of years ago. This truck has been on the shelf for some years, so it has collected a bit of dust. So let's look at the trailer. The trailer, apart from having this nice picture of the By & Large logo on the side, also has a lot of other small details. One is the legs that go down, and they do that the same way as the helicopter trailer. So we have a lot of gears here with the rear wheels, or just the wheels because trailer. We got a clicker here which engages the wheels when only in reverse. See, like this. And if we go the other way, it doesn't turn. And I got a backup clicker right here, which makes sure that the legs are only turning one way. And as you can see up here, when we're turning the legs, the decoupling goes down and makes sure that the latch of the truck is engaged. In the front we got a cooling unit, which should resemble one from Thermo King, and in the back we have doors that can open, and we got spare wheels which can be taken off and replace the ones that are on, should we have a flat tire, which isn't really possible in the Lego world since there's no air inside of these tires. But it's a nice little effect. I expect to be able to make building instructions for both the truck and the trailer, and Wall-E and Eve, or Eva, as they are here. And of course the truck driver. Here's your truck. But I will make separate videos for all of these constructions, and then in those videos I'll go through all the parts that you have to take care of when, or if you want to build your own.